I mean, of course. Why wouldn't it be?
Oh, why? What do you mean by that?
Babe, that squeal was legendary.
Okay,
Ah!
whatever. I know it says for me in your life now.
Does it?
Yeah.
Hey! Fucking fabulous.
I know it says for me in your life now. Ta-da! Da da da. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. Let's go. Another day in the office. Hi, my name's Stanley. Stanley Parable. What a name. You are playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Oh. Da 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 da. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Wait,
Stanley worked for a
what
company
game
in
are you
a big
streaming?
building where he was employee number 427.
Stanley
Employee
Parable.
number 427's
Oh,
job
okay.
was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
Oh,
This is
okay.
what employee
Oh,
427 did
it's a free
every
game,
day
okay.
of every month
It's this month's
of
free
every
game.
year. And although others
And same
might
thing
have
with
considered it
Suicide
soul
Squad.
crushing, Stanley relished every moment that he was his
116 gigabytes? I don't think
Though
I'm
he had
gonna
been
install it,
made
but
exactly for this job,
I'll just have it because,
Stanley
well,
was happy.
it is a free game, I suppose.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an
Right,
hour
back to
when he realized
watching
that not one single order had
Crunchyroll.
arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even
Hello,
say
David.
hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, settings. Audio. Oh, everything's at 100%. Damn, this game is quiet. There we go. Ooh, a mug. Hello, Mr. Mug. What's back here? Who's back here? Who's touching my files? Who's over here? This man has fucking super speed. Whoa! Now I'm over here. And now I'm over here. Now I'm over here. Hey, bum nuts. Sup? Did I say bum nuts? I meant to say dumb nuts. Welcome to my office.
Coworkers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Who the fuck shut my door? My door? Was it you? Was it you, the voice of Jesus?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I know. What's with the voice? What voice?
What voice? I don't know what you're on about. What
No, it
voice?
says what. No, it says what you doing.
No, I'm reading chat.
Oh, okay.
A note! What does the note say?
Yeah, this voice change really doesn't match my actual voice.
Yes, I mean, well, I've met you, so I know it don't
how about this one?
match. I mean,
Take your laugh as a yes.
yeah, absolutely. That is the voice for you,
Why?
because the voice you're using, who's on? Don't worry about who's on. Who's in here? Tell me your secrets.
Huh?
I'm just,
What's he
Wait.
say?
I'm just talking to the game and to the chat.
I thought you were saying something about the voice change.
It's just chat asking who else is here. I said it's none of their business.
When
It's
Stanley
for me
came
to.
to the set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Who shut this door? Who shut me in? Who locked Venom? I mean, I could go back to normal.
I mean, hi. Hi, everyone. Finally. Ooh. Okay, chap. Big decision time. Do we go left or do we go right?
Right.
Okay, we've got one
Because-
vote for right. Come on,
Because
chap.
right is always right.
Not always.
Yeah, it is.
Nope. Alright.
Aww.
I'm gonna go left. Who's in room 413? Who's in here? Tell me. You left your computer on.
Me.
Come in! Bastard. Oh, well. Whee! What the? Oh! There's a desk! In a dark room
I like
at the end of the
I
hallway.
like the title of your stream another day in the office.
Yeah.
What company do
Yet
you
there
work
was
for?
not a single person here either. Feeling
The
all
meeting
confused,
room company, because I
Stanley
don't know what
decided to
company
go
this
up to his
actually
boss's
he
office,
works for.
hoping he might find
Oh.
an answer there.
Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Meeting room, floor 4. I'm scheduled to work 9 days here. What the fuck's going on? I want this changed. How dare you have me written in here? Can I edit this?
Ooh, do you know what I'm gonna do tomorrow?
Party hard.
Not quite. I'm gonna play Liza P at level 1.
Where's the projector? Oh, there it is.
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'll stream tomorrow whenever I get home.
Help, I'ma post it. Oh, there's a checklist up there. Any sticky notes here? There is. Question mark. What could it mean? What could it mean? I thought that fucking moved then. That scared the shite out of me. Oh. Made myself jump.
Oh, okay.
A broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Shut up, we don't know there's nothing in here. Can I take this brush? Can I take the broom? Because if I take the broom, then it can't be a broom.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Fuck you then.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm gonna walk downstairs. Red ominous lights. Fuck that. Yeah, I think going upstairs was a good choice. Yeah, totally. Ooh, murder mansion right now. Hello, Mr. Burns. Can I have a raise? Ooh, I don't like this. Ooh, what's this? Executive bathroom. Can I not use the executive bathroom? Oh. Expensive hand soap. So there's nothing in. Wait, can I shut the door and just take a dump? Oh. Oh, Jesus. Mr. Burns is gonna have to get Smithers to clog that. Oh, Jesus. Ooh. Don't do that shit to me. Ooh. Oh. Right. Can I go this way? There's another room in here! But it won't let me go in, so fuck it.
Stepping into his manager's office,
Yeah,
Stanley
no.
was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked,
Oh.
unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him.
Which was
so
what?
the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
Okay.
2845.
Oh,
Of
2,
course,
8, 4, 5.
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Okay, 2, 8, 4, 5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
Ooh, it got dark.
Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
What the fuck? Ooh. Onwards.
And upwards.
Ooh. Hey, can I go this way? Ooh, it's dark, I'm scared. I guess we're going this way then. Down, please. Whee!
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did
Nature
he
of
feel
his
this
job.
now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Should we go? Oh, it's writing over here. Let's go check out the writing.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large
Mind
door that read
control.
Mind Control Facility.
Ooh, you know what? I'll listen to him. Let's do it.
Oh, fucking hell, okay. I accidentally smashed the ball of Ciroc by dropping it from like an inch.
The lights rose
My
in an
God.
enormous room packed with
Yep.
television screens.
Oh.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Oh man, I have to do more walking. do it.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Hmm.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Did he decide that though? Because I don't think I decided I'm going to destroy this. Ooh, control panel. Can't do anything with it. Ooh. Can't go up there. You suck. It's down here. Absolutely not. Wonderful. Whee! That way. What's this? Ooh, 5. Nothing. Okay. Well, that was a waste of time.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
And we're all dead.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Whenever the open door
Stanley
opened, there
felt
we
the
go.
cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of
I'm
liberation,
free!
the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Beat the game. We got a trophy. Wonderful. We got another one. Okay, now we move on. Let's keep going. Right, one of them said 104 fired.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So I can't jump.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Off. Now I know I can turn off computers. That's... Ooh. Weird. See, and that door was open. How do we get? Oh, a ladder. Somebody spilled their coffee. How dare they? It's a fucking crime.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Fuck you, I'm going right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
So many of these doors are like open from the other side.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. Yes, really worth it being here. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
First up door on my left. Well, fuck you, I'm going straight on.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Ooh, a key card. Can I get one of them eventually? I'd love to jump. That'd be cool. Ooh, the loading bay.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Exactly.
Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why,
Yes.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Well, fuck
Let me
beauty.
prove
I don't care
Let
about
me
beauty.
prove
I
that
care
I'm
about
on
funny
your
shit.
side. Give me a chance.
This place is blocked off. Where can I go? I can explore everything.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
Ooh.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Well, fuck you. You said red. I'm going through the blue.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Yeah, the blue door, exactly.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Yeah,
Right,
the blue door.
fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You
Ooh.
see, there's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Okay, everyone. Do we go left?
Yeah.
Do we go right? Or do we go through the mysterious red wooden door?
The mysterious one.
Okay. Mystery
you-
door it
you-
is.
You know you want to.
Well, I mean, I broke the game to get here.
I'm going to
So,
stop you
a
there.
little bit.
Oh.
Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Yeah, I like having more
Okay, so
choices.
we're getting somewhere. Clearly there's something here that speaks to you. If I can be honest here, I really don't have any idea where I'm going with this. This whole third door thing was just a stab in the dark. But I guess you're into it, so let's keep this party train rolling. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard.
Oh. What about it?
It changes shit just to be funny. So depending
Oh.
on what you do, it decides if it's funny or not. So it does things to make it funny. Okay. I like it, but not good enough. Try again.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Somewhat. I do like a good leaderboard. A 4
Hey,
again.
I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You
Let's
wouldn't
do
mind
it.
taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life.
All
I
right,
think
let's
the
do it.
art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes.
I really genuinely might do this. Oh, this buzzing noise. It's so annoying. Oh, the baby crying. This is gonna get fucking annoying if we did this for 4 hours. You know, fuck it. The kid's going in the fire. I don't care. I can't with that.
Heartless bastard. Babies are pure despite me.
He just got called a heartless
I don't know
bastard.
what to do. I'm completely out of ideas.
I love this
Simple
fucking
thing
game.
might improve the experience for me. Done. It's over.
Oh, what? Wait,
Thank you
no.
for playing. Your input was extremely
Oh,
valuable.
wait,
Oh,
no, I'm
yes,
sorry.
if my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha! Fascinating. What do you think?
Oh
this
my
game is
God.
about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
It's Firewatch.
Well, it seems
Oh,
obvious
such
to
happy
me that
memories
you're
on
meant
this
to play
game.
as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what
Hell
else is out
yeah.
there.
Oh, I'm gonna cry. I remember playing this game. I want to know how accurate they got this shit. Oh, they got the wee gas tanks. But this game isn't complete without our main man.
Oh no. No, it can't be.
Right, where is he? He's usually down by the shitter. Is he down
Excuse
here?
me.
You are excused.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
No!
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it.
You.
Hey, I'm gonna leave the party here. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to get us out of here.
I'll
Let's
talk
find
to you
another
tomorrow.
game.
Okay.
Preferably something with walls.
Alright. Good night.
Something with
Good
nice,
night.
big,
Bye-bye.
insurmountable walls.
Bye. I can't believe he cut me off.
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Now what have you got me doing?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We should
It's
run the
Rocket League.
bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun. Hello.
Whoop.
What are you doing?
I'm defying you, bitch. I'm going this way. Ooh, beta 5? There we go.
do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Ooh, a wrench. Oh god, where are we going? Ooh. Okay, this is fairly ominous. Oh, I don't like it. Light. My office. I don't like this. This is fucking creepy. Ooh. Oh, I don't like it. Oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice.
I'm not.
He's learned the
I'm
heavy
sorry.
cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
You can wait. I can't. Please save me.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
I'm
meeting
back.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, I did not like that. Okay, let's go. Wait, isn't there one in here? This time it's switched off. Wait. Uh-huh. It moved this time. Weird. Hey, that is not what I get. I was... Shut up. Do my own thing.
When Stanley came to a set of two open
Whee!
doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
Whee!
well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to
Whee!
admire
Whee!
it. Wow. Yes.
Yes,
This
absolutely
room.
gorgeous. Cool. Moving on.
To get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Really want to try and get down. I fucking did it! Ooh! Event. Ooh. Now where am I?
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed
Shush.
the office had begun. You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
How?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Right, let's find it this time. Where are you? Wait a fucking minute. What?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the
I'm
meeting
just
room.
having
Stanley
fun,
knew
really.
perfectly well.
Roaming around,
Perhaps he wanted to
seeing
stop by
everything.
the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
This time I'm going to try and
The
get to the
lounge was
actual
sublime.
ground
Oh, what a
and then
But
see if I can
eager to
leave
get
through
back
the
to
cargo
business,
door.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Did he? I'm not Stanley. I am the Pumpkin King.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, really? What a fucking shame, isn't it? Hup. Hup.
But in his eagerness to prove
Nope.
that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Hmm? Hmm? Oh, it's
All of his
changed.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It changed.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he
Oh.
entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No, I wanted to
Standing
run
now in
past
this
here to then
incredible
just to
room,
keep
Stanley
ignoring
for the
you.
first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Oh, did he? Well, that's cool. I'm still not Stanley. I'm the Pumpkin King.
Stanley was so bad
I'm
at following
Pumpkin.
directions,
So,
it's
whenever
incredible
you
he wasn't fired years ago.
want to call me that, then I'll be willing
Look,
to.
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about
How do
nothing
I
but
get
you
over there?
all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Woo!
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you
I
have
don't
zero
care if you're in the middle of
consideration
having a
for
shit.
others?
I'm
Are you
jumping.
that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Alright.
Give me a chance.
Alright.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay, Stanley walked through the red door, so I'm gonna go through the blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime
I
gal.
still don't think we're communicating properly.
Oh,
Stanley walked through the red door.
for some reason my headset disconnected there for a second. Oh well,
Alright,
back through the
fine,
blue door we go.
Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there?
Ooh,
You wanna
excuse me.
Find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I
Wow.
didn't finish building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Oh, now I feel
Do
bad.
not think I put a lot of time into that, because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This one really feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Ah.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Let's go this way. Up.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger.
Mm-hmm.
You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
See you, kid.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game?
Yes.
Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Oh, yeah.
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there. Oh no. No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
No, you fuck.
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably
Oh,
something
yes.
more.
Please do.
Something
Let's
with
find
nice
another
space and
fucking
some
game.
multiple walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing. Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun. Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
Absolutely, so much better than
I
your
realize
shady
I'm not
story.
a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more
Yes,
sports
give me
experience.
all the balls.
Good. Here comes another ball. Yes. Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
Yeah, I love balls. Ugh. Wah. Ugh.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a
Ugh.
real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over.
What? No.
That's right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules.
That's
Somehow,
fine.
I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But
Let's
who
have some
knows? You're an
patience.
inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best.
Of
Take
course.
care, Stanley. Hopefully he comes back. If not, then I'll jump down. We'll give it a few minutes. Mr. Curator! Curator, I'm sorry! Come back! No? Well, fuck you then. Fuck this game. Hold on. What are you doing? Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Wonderful. Back to the creepy ass building. So yeah, that's all we can do for over there.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he...
You know what? Begin the game again. Fuck you. Can't be arsed. Listen. Shush.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
I wonder if it's my computer now. Maybe now that I've turned that one off. Nope. How weird. Anyway.
When Stanley came to a set of two,
we're gonna go this way
this
and then
was not
take
the
the
correct
left.
way to the meeting room.
Actually, no.
Stanley knew it
I know
perfectly
it will
well.
go.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No. Not yet.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't.
We're actually gonna go across this now, all the way.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Do you
I'm
think?
not your enemy, really, I'm not.
You know.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Mm-hmm.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Mm-hmm.
Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
And who's her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who? Who's been fucking weird? I don't trust it. I can't see. Who's been weird?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
No.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double-check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible?
Because I am fucking amazing.
Anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Alright, people, we're going to watch a video. Pay attention.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. but if used incorrectly can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack." Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Oh.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Oh, you suck. Game. Fine. Oh, okay.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Oh, so it's gonna drag my
Now
ass
remember,
all the way
you
back.
need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
All right.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Oh, this thing is boogie. Look at it. This is a cool game. All right. We're going.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to.
No! I'm sorry! Oh shit! I broke his game. He wasn't happy. Ooh.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground.
Oh,
What,
I'm
did
so
you think I was
sorry.
funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story.
What do I do?
If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
You know what? Let's
You'll
do
be
it.
up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
On my left. Got it. Yes, Chief. Right away. Gonna go this way. Gonna follow the rules like a good child.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I can't open the broom closet, you fucking suck. You know what, screw
Coming
you.
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
Oh,
office.
he's blocking everything off. Wait, can I go through here? Oh, boo. Can I go take a dump? Oh, you fucking suck. Oh, the office has changed.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code. Stanley spoke the code. Nightshark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Wait, do I have to be in-game?
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Nightshark 115?
Okay, fine, you're not going to do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me?
Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something.
Oh,
Anything.
it's good.
This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
The credits have stopped. What the What the fuck? Oh, there's a phone.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
Odd. Oh, I thought the door was open. I was so happy then.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Actually, yeah, I am going to take the door on my left. And then I'm going to...
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
I'm done.
And
And
to a staircase,
fuck
Stanley
you.
walked upstairs to
We're
his
going
boss's
down.
office.
We're going down, bitch. Oh. What's this? It's a note. Whee!
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in
Ooh.
such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. and he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the
What is
strangest
going
question
on?
of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What the fuck?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Okay.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Fuck it. Oh, now I'm paranoid.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Mm-hmm. Too right, I did.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Oh, what a
Feeling
shame.
a wave of disbelief,
Why?
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might
Fuckers.
find an answer. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I go take a dump? Ooh, the writing.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Yes. I am very relaxed. Very calm.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Wonderful, thank you. Now, let's check these things out.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
No, he
Mind Control
didn't.
Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Worth it.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yeah. Woo!
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was
And I'm
obliterated
back.
as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Or maybe not. See ya.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When
Probably
every
nothing.
path you can
Not a lot.
walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Mm-hmm. Wow. How do I get there? Hey, money. What else we got? Ooh. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, got it. Hmm. So I can get there if I take the vent. So I can take the vent. Maybe I'm missing something. Oh. Levers. Okay. What the fuck was that? Oh, it's a game. Okay. And none of these offices were the office I was at. One I went to was green. Oh, that's what this way is. Okay. Whee.
Understanding of good and bad game design. But of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. Here, I'm just going to make this easy on you. Stanley pushed the orange lever.
Okay, so it's just narrator outtakes. That's pretty cool. So that's everything, I'm guessing. So let's go this way.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
I
Can you
pulled
see?
the lever.
Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Look, Mom, I'm jelly. Well, that was fun.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Right, it said I could use the vent to get to the maintenance office. Fuck it, we're going in here.
New content? What does that mean, new content?
I don't know, but I'm gonna find out.
Hello, and thank you for playing The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, The Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
You know what? Me too.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if the... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Let's have a look. Oh.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle?
Oh. No, I refuse to leave this circle. Fine.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Well, let's go find out.
Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes.
I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
I say let's do it. Better than sitting in here. Let's look at the fucking thank you sign. Alright. Oh. What? What? What?
Psst! Stanley! Come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Okay, I'm coming. What is it?
You remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret.
What
Take a look.
is this?
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
What the? No. This is cool.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Oh, God. Good times. Wow. Oh my God, this is insane. Oh, the achievement, don't play for 5 years on the original. This one, I think it's don't play it for 10. Oh my God. What the hell? Oh, I can't sit on the bench. Oh. What's this? Aww.
c'est toi mon amour.
In loving memory, little
Dans
Stanley.
la mémoriso, où je me remémore les jours où je t'ai rencontré mon amour. Mais ici, c'est aussi où je me souviens de la sortie de The Stanley Parable.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
I kind of want to go back out there and listen to that music again. That was very nice music.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise. These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Let's have a look.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Well, Mr. Narrator, I think you're doing a great job. You're funny to me. Oh, here we go.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Fuck them people. Stanley Parable was great.
To say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
I don't want a skip button. I'm not using it.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choice.
Fine, there. I listened to you twice do that.
You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of
you want me to skip again, but I'm not
more
going
of a
to.
treatise, or maybe a manifesto.
I like this guy.
Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. Ah. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look. I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto. 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 Treatise,
Fine. That's it. He's getting skipped.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on how exactly pressurized gas works. Perhaps that would have been a smart thing to check on before I went on about this whole exercise of making...
Oh my god.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something. Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen.
Yeah, don't care.
Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you...
I'm trying to destroy the walls or something with the passage of time.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities.
Mm-hmm. Oh, shit. Oh, no, the skip button doesn't work. It does work. Push it again. Push it again.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to...
Oh, shut up. Deal with it yourself. Is there a door yet? No. Still can't get out. Ooh. Yeah, that's right.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the
Shut up!
end, is never the end, is never the...
Creepy bastard. Yeah, I can see and hear this place falling apart. We're fine. Get out of here. Not yet. Not yet. We're gonna get out. Just have to keep pushing this fucking button. This is... Oh, tree life. I like this one. You stay here. We gotta keep moving. God dang it. Ooh, don't like that. Push the button. I don't like that. That's even worse. Push the fucking button. I'm free! Holy shit. Narrator! Narrator! Buddy! We're free, where are you? Oh, wait, hold on. Hello! Hello! Narrator! It's lonely out here. Buddy? Hello? We're back! Oh, we're back, baby! Yeah!
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Whee! Woo! New content. Ooh, do we do it? Yeah, we do it.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Okay, let's do it. Let's go see the new content. A little echoey in here. Ugh, pipes in here stink. Oh, tell you what though.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
Yes.
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
Whoa. This place is huge.
See? Isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Hell yeah. God, these halls are massive.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think?
The Stanley Parable 2.
But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there.
Hell
it's
yeah.
future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Absolutely. It's still a very big building, hence why I can echo in here. Echo! It needs to be filled up a bit more, so I won't echo as much. But very, very nice. I'm enjoying it. I think you knocked it out of the park here, buddy.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it.
I see.
That if I can loosely
arms,
organize
legs.
a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Oh, that's something I would do. Who took the red marker? Me. 427. My door number. That's right. Oh. New features! What, these red desk chairs and great little boxes? Ooh. Ooh, and a bus. Hello, bus. Why is there a bus? Let me on. Expo Hall 2. Wonderful.
Here
Whoa!
Go on, try out some of the new features.
This place is massive. What the hell? Arch. I wonder, is that a real QR code? I'm gonna scan it. I'm gonna just, give me a minute, chat. I'm gonna scan that QR code and find out if that's a real thing. I wonder if it is. If it is, that's just gonna be funny. It's an actual Stanley Parable thing. Welcome to the official Stanley... the official website of the Stanley Parable 2. Oh my god, what's new? It's just a tiny little page with like a little YouTube video attached to it. That's cool. This building is still huge. I can't believe I'm echoing. Hello. Alright. Book it. But first, let's check everything out. Have a right good look around. Hear your name in game. Ooh, what's this? Ah, it's a little dwarf. How cute. Ooh. Ooh. The TV makes noise, that's cool. Nope. Let's go this way first.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Press the button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Alright, let's find out.
Jim.
sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim.
Oh,
but
you
of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is.
Fucker.
Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it.
Alright, fuck it, let's do
Here
it.
we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
Okay.
Jim.
Whoa. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim, playing frisbee on the weekends as Jim, staying up all night for a popcorn and horror movie sleepover as Jim, developing a crippling substance addiction as Jim, rediscovering yourself through fringe religious groups as Jim, and finally, dying a slow death at an old age, surrounded by members of your cult as Jim. Do you feel it in your soul?
I do.
Are you really, truly Jim
Yeah,
right
my
now?
name is Jim Jimmyson.
If so, then please step forward and
Jim
press the
Jim.
button.
Jim Jameson. That is me.
Jim.
Holy shit, it said my
What a
fucking
thrill,
name.
What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again, do it again.
Jim.
I can't believe it. It said my name
Harder
again.
the second time. If this
Fuck,
were the
that's
only
so
new
cool.
feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away.
Jim.
Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Jim.
Oh, you bitch. This is the fucking dumbest thing in the fucking universe, and I love it. I am Jim.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
You could. You shouldn't. Oh, my decoration. Oh, fuck it. I want to go see the bucket. I mean, it's a
common
bucket.
complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental
Where's
problem.
me fucking bucket?
It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your
Where's
heart.
me bucket?
It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the
Bucket!
many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms.
Give me the bucket.
And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be?
You're a pain in the arse. Give me the fucking bucket.
Is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just
Thank
holding
you,
it
thank
has
you.
made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Well, thank you, thank
The
you.
benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await
They
you
call
in the
me
Stanley Parable 2.
The Bucket Man. I'm keeping this bucket. This is my fucking bucket now.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That
Bucket.
really should be an award if it isn't already.
Bucket. Bucket.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle? Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
Oh, you suck balls. Let me jump. I hate you. Aye, fucking right. I have other things in here to explore first. Oh.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Mm-hmm. What's up these stairs? I want to check out everything. What's up here? You suck. But nothing is going to make me give up this bucket. This bucket is cool.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Is there a secret third option? No? Then that one.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
I hate you. I actually hate you.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on. Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Oh, 1 of 6.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
You know what? We'll do Infinity Hall, then Trophy? No, Trophy first.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
It better fucking happen now. I was promised of a trophy. I'm not leaving here without one. I will trash this place. I'm not leaving. I will keep yanking this lever open. Can I pull the cord? Can I kill the power? You suck. Man, fuck you. I was so excited. Yeet this fucking bucket in his dumbass head. Man,
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
just the Infinity Circle, or the Infinity Hall, or whatever. Ooh. Is this the theory that even infinity has an end eventually? I mean, it's not wrong. Everything must come to an end.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Fuck it. Whee!
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
No, fuck you. How about that?
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Nah, you're right, man. I have some stuff to do on my phone anyway.
I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean.
I didn't say shit.
Just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite. If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Yeah, I ain't going back up, so go fuck yourself. Me and Bucket live here now. This is our home. Fine, we're coming up.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Nope.
Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
You know what you did.
Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yeah. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my life. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the, teleport button not working?
You fucking know it's not, you bastard.
Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing?
You
Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone.
Oh,
you get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
You suck. I swear to God, let me out this fucking hole or come over and bait you. Uh-oh. What was that? The hole. Buniji. Woo! Yeah. The soundtrack in this game though is really, really cool. Hello, Stanley.
My head's stronger. Now you're no longer using up the space of mine. My head's strong. What?
Puppies! This is so fucking cool. Puppies! Oh, I'm a little robot guy. Oh yeah! Oh, headset keeps disconnecting for some reason. And we're back. Error. Paper Stanley! Ooh, that one's weird looking. That's cool. And we're back to normal Stanley. I like it.
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley!
Oh, what?
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland.
Oh, I was having
Can't
fun.
have that, Stanley. because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
You fucking dick. I was still dreaming about the hole. We're going! Let's go. Aww. Fuck this.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
I wonder if there's a new Stanley statue here. Nope. I guess we just exit now then. That sucks. I mean, we could go back to the hole and hang out.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
I suppose so. I got my bucket. I'm happy. Me and my bucket. What the fuck is this?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Are you ready? Here
Absolutely.
It is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this.
Oh, you feel good about this one, do you?
Version 2.
This one sucks even
Who
harder.
am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Alright, let's have a look. See what you did. The Stanley Parable 2. Begin the game. Sure, let's do it. Let's try it out.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Really? Is that what he did? Well, then we should do that. Where's my feckin' bucket?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Computer. Man, this place is trashed.
Stanley felt the bucket calling to him, begging him to pick it up. Why was he not doing it?
Wait a minute. You say the bucket? Where's my bucket?
Stanley picked up the bucket.
I am so sorry. How could I ever abandon you, my wonderful bucket?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
No, they didn't. They went down. What's down here? Time to explore.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
What in the good holy shit is this?
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it.
My bucket!
Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it. Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well. Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue? Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. It's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
You want me to give up my bucket? A bucket is what you want me to give up. Okay.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
You fucking dare.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
No.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready. Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the bucket destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this.
I'm not
doing the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now. The fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
My bucket. Yeah, fuck you, Bucket Destroyer.
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
My bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
My bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
The
Stanley
bucket
took the door on his
right.
left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door. Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually. You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the... Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well. Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up. Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Bye, bucket.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what
I'm
they want.
fucking
Hurry.
trying! Stanley really did not want to give up on his little bucket friend there. But it has been almost 3 hours here on this fantastic stream. So I'm actually going to end it here because it is now 1 o'clock in the morning. So it is time for bed. So good night, and I shall see you all next time.